Warren Avenue. We've talked about the unsuitability of the site, and I appreciate Karen Evans was just talking about it. I'd like to know whether she has actually physically been onto the site. At the moment, it's padlocked up. Have you actually walked around onto the site? And how do you feel about the suitability of that site for up to 350 pupils, as stated in the Heights website by 2020? How do you actually feel? And I'd also like to ask Ruth of the Heights what she feels, because presumably she has also been onto the site. I haven't yet been on the site. Okay, I think it's very important. Anyone who hasn't actually been onto the site needs to physically go onto the site.
Thank you very much. The lady that I pointed out. I know there's a question, but I'm doing little groups so we can get through them quicker. So there's a lot of people still with their hands up.
What did this site on Upper Warren Avenue have over the other sites that were suggested? And why was that more beneficial for them to have it on that site?
Good question.
Rather than the Albert Road site or the other sites that the council have put forward? So
It was quicker.
What was the main reason?
It was cheaper.
When they came to that site?
Can I just add to the point? The best thing in the world, one thing you cannot change is the fact that the grade is like this. That's the point I'm making.
I think it's going to be that's a very good question, but it's going to be very difficult for that question to be answered without the Education Funding Agency, because they did the assessment and they came up with this plan. It wasn't consulted with local councillors, with the council, with me, as was said at the start. So we are all in the same position at the moment in terms of trying to get all the information out into the public domain, which is why I specifically asked that question on the floor of the House on Monday, or Tuesday night.
So surely the committee of the Heights must have been shown with the sites that were available, and they must have had a say in some of the sites. So why was it that that particular site was chosen over others?
Here.
We'll see if we can
Good question.
We'll see if we can answer that question. I don't know.
It wasn't a question of having a choice. The way this process works is you prepare a bid, which we prepared. We said that Caversham Heights needed a school, and following on from consultation with parents, that helped us define a catchment area, and the need was for that school to be within walking distance. Those are our criteria, and then the FA goes away and has its criteria in the context of delivering value for money to the taxpayer. So they've gone through all those 40 sites. We have been party to all of those different sites. We have seen the sort of considerations that they've given.
So you say you weren't party to the knowledge of the different sites, and you did not have.
No, I just said we were party to all of the sites they looked at. We saw what sites were being looked at, but ultimately the only site we were offered as a potential site for the school was Upper Warren Avenue.
And why? What was the reasons given that that was the only site that you were offered?
There are 40 sites.
But
why?
And not every site is a public site that can be discussed without breaching confidentiality issues. I can't go through and list every single site. Yes, I have been on the site.
Can I just remind people we are in a church, okay?
Oh, come on.
That was your choice.
Shouting across at each other is not really the way we want to do it. So please, I will give people every chance to speak, and you will have your opportunity. So there are still a lot of people that haven't spoken yet, so let's see if we can get through them. Okay.
Sorry, can I just have that question finalised?
Why?
The council just said a few moments ago that there were 6 sites that they put forward in the Caversham Heights area. So I assume that you were made aware of those 6 sites. Why was that site on Upper Warren Avenue chosen above the rest? What was the reasons given? You as a trust surely must have had some say, and you must know the reasons why that site was better than the one on the Albert Road site, the Bubs Bottom site, whatever sites were offered. Why was that more favourable to be in the school site? Good question.
Every single site that you've mentioned there has its own baggage as well. The Albert Road site is a site that a huge number of residents fought to keep open for adults.
Good for them.
It's closed.
That's not a site that we were actually allowed to consider.
Can we move? Okay.
No, the question hasn't been answered.
Can we move to the lady over here?
That's what I said.
They told us a second ago, sorry, they just said a moment ago that the Albert Road site And now you are just saying that that was a site that you weren't allowed to consider. Give us the answer. Who's telling
Yeah.
When we talk about sequence, I'm from the south of area, over the river, but we all know Maple Garden and Caversham Heights. There's not a lot of land there, and every single site that's put forward has got a problem. Now, we had a public meeting end of last year at the Maple Durham playing field, which wasn't as full as this. No, you've got to listen to me, you've got to hear me out. And there was mass opposition in that area to building on playing fields. I actually, myself personally, think that was an option, personally, but was met with legitimacy. It's all legitimate, and I believe your concerns over the upper warrant, I've had a look at it, couldn't get in, is legitimate. It's hugely legitimate. Let's not get away from that. But the playing fields has huge baggage that could take a long time. Now, as a council for a number of years, on the Covenant, we've been met by residents, legitimately, Maple Durham residents, unhappy with doing anything building on the playing fields. And if we tried it, let's be honest with you, some of you must come from Maple Durham, we'd have a big meeting. Then let me finish. That's right. No, it is because every single site.
One of the sites that you put forward, you just said in front of this whole crowd was the Albert Road site. You just admitted to that.
I'll come on to that.
They have then turned around and said, actually, we weren't allowed to consider that. So
I don't want to say it. I don't want to shout.
If we don't have order, no one can hear anybody, everybody will shout at the same time, we'll get no answers at all. So if you just please, just give him another minute, and we'll see if we can get the answer you want.
You're shouting at me. Sorry, Albert Road, my final point. Again, we were met with huge opposition about the issue of the Albert Road. And we were told very, again, very legitimate, closing an elderly care home, that you will not put anything else on that building, on that land, only elderly care. And we said, yes. That is what we will do. We will secure that land for elderly care. We were met with rooms and rooms of elderly people and their families, as you will build elderly care housing. So that was put forward, and I suspect the EFA didn't like to go there.
Okay.
I hope that answers your question.